So do you have an air fryer? Chances are you might have one. And I think it's one of the best tools in the kitchen. And so I brought on the expert of air fryer. This is actually somebody I've known for a really long time. We've been doing this like social media blogging influencer thing for many, many, many moons.
Long time.
Uh, yeah. But Kathy, let us know, who you are, what you do, and all of that.
Hey, I'm Cathy. I've been blogging since like almost 15 years. My son just turned 15 and I started right after I had him. So I originally started out in Coupon Space. Fabulously Frugal is the blog. And over the last, just been an evolution and, cycling your business. Anyway, over the last 3 years, I still have Fabulously Frugal Deal blog, but we also have recipes and everything. And over the last 3 years, I just started doing food on YouTube. And originally I was just doing all different sorts of foods. And then all my air fryer content is what YouTube started pushing out. So I just went all in. And now, I love my air fryer and I love teaching people how to use it and
Yeah.
inspiring them. So it's fun.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So do you think the air fryer is like the most important kitchen gadget, or is it just like this is kind of what got popular and so I'm just gonna lean into that, or is it something you use constantly?
I think, it's so funny because I think it started as a fad, but like so many people are like, I actually never use my oven anymore. I'm like, it's replacing the oven. Like, we just did a kitchen remodel and I put double ovens in there. I've never even used the bottom. We've used the top. Let's see, we've had it over a year. We've used the top a handful of times. And well, it's like 6 of us living at home still.
Right.
So that either says I hardly ever cook, which sometimes is the truth. I really don't like to cook, or if I do, I'm using my air fryer, my Instant Pot, other methods. But my whole point is people think, they're like, oh, cool, French fries. Okay, let's do that. But then if they can get past the little bit of a learning curve, then they're like, oh, and I'll do this and I'll do this. And they're using it daily and their kids are using it. So for me, that's been the key, is like getting the kids more involved and feeling a little more empowered in the kitchen. It's easy with the air fryer. So yeah.
Yeah, I really love that. The funny thing, you mentioned Instant Pot. My niece actually registered for an Instant Pot when she was getting married last year, and I was like, I'm actually going to get you an air fryer instead of an Instant Pot. Like, she didn't have an air fryer on her list, and like a few months after her wedding and stuff, she's like, oh my gosh, we use that every single day. And I'm like, I think this is going to give you more of a benefit than the Instant Pot.
Mhm.
And for sure it has.
Oh yeah. Because Instant Pot usually, like, the only non-recipe things are like you could throw potatoes,
Right.
rice. But air fryer, you could grab pretty much any, frozen food or, a chicken breast. Just anyway, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking for a new air fryer, or I don't have an air fryer, heaven forbid, what what kind of features should I be looking for? I mean, there's so many
Yes.
different options now. So help guide my poor listeners to where they should be looking.
Yeah. So I don't know what kind you have. I'm kind of curious
Oh,
what you
so I
use.
have I Corsi. I know you've talked a lot about them. And I don't know what model it is, but
Okay.
it's
But
got buttons and stuff.
is it the basket style?
It
Like
has a
drawer,
basket, yeah.
the drawer.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's what I love. So, the oven style ones have like the racks and the trays that go in, and usually the
Whoa.
two doors or the pull down door, which looks like it'll cook more food, um, but it actually just takes longer.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I'm honestly lazy.
Same.
So those oven style ones means if I have to go move food or whatever, or even pull it out, I'm grabbing hot pads, which,
Oh, right.
one more thing. But the basket with the drawer, you just pull it open, take a peek, dump your food, whatever. It's just so much easier. So I do recommend everybody to get like the drawer style air fryer, first of all.
Yeah.
And then looking at, all the different quarts and liters and all of that is so confusing.
Yeah.
Some of them will say they're like 10 quarts, but they're just like super deep, but not a whole lot of horizontal space, which you need the horizontal space. It doesn't, 3 to 4 inches deep is fine enough unless you're always doing massive whole chickens. Otherwise you're never going to like layer 6 inches deep of fries.
Right.
You don't
Well,
need
it's
that.
not gonna cook very well
No.
if it's all layered like that. Yeah.
Right. So I just tell people to aim for that horizontal space. So usually the 6-quart air fryers usually have right around 9 inches square. And I do recommend square instead of a round one. You'll just get more usable space
Yeah.
with the square. So that's the biggest thing that I say to look for. And then I have other like features that I love and don't love,
Well, what are those?
Oh, well, so like for the Instant brand air fryers.
That is the one I got, my niece. I did get her the
Okay.
Instant Pot air fryer. Yeah.
Those are, some of the older ones have a terrible smell. The newer ones, they have like this odor filter thing, which actually is really good.
Yeah.
So, but they have like you set, do your settings and then push start, and then it goes through this whole preheat process, which I never, again, lazy cook. Like I don't want to take the time to preheat. I just don't think I've actually tested it and it barely makes a difference.
Oh, interesting.
So I never do it anyway. But I do have an instant air fryer. And when I use it, I start to throw my food in. I'm like, wait, stop. I got to do the preheat thing. Then I got to throw my food in. So that's like the super annoying thing with the Instant brand. But I really like the way they look. I think they're really pretty. Kasori one, I love. They have.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it.
That's how, yeah. It's okay. I hear all the things, so it's fine.
Yeah. Like Corsi or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's, it's a thing. I love like, depending on which model you have, they'll have like a preheat button if you want.
Yeah, I have a preheat button on mine.
And I usually only do that if I'm like, I've washed it and I pop it in and it's wet, and then I hit the preheat and start it, and then just to dry it. Like that's what I use it for more.
Yeah.
But then I also have like the shake reminder button, which is nice to remind me halfway through to like go move your food around and things like that. So I do like that feature. And I've noticed on a bunch of different air fryers I've tested, they just don't have any signal when you're halfway through the cooking. So that means I would need to rely on that. But because
like, okay, I did set it for 10 minutes. I better like look when it's at 5. Like,
yeah. Like I'm too scattered to, you just go off and like, oh wait, that's right. I forgot. But Kasori does have a newer model where they have a burner on the top and the bottom. So you never have to flip your food. So it's a little more expensive. And I think it looks more like a spaceship. I don't think it's really pretty, but function wise, I really like that feature. So the perfect air fryer like doesn't exist yet.
Interesting.
It's in my mind. Like I know what they all need, all the features, and I don't know, one day I'll create it, but
I was gonna say, are you like prepared to like give your secrets away? It's the perfect air fryer, but
or I just need to like find a company that will pay me to consult them and tell them, right?
Right. So hey, Kasori Instant Pot, if you're listening, go contact Cathy. She will let you know exactly what to get. Like that's so funny. This is totally a tangent. My friend was recently talking to me about water bottles, like, and because I'm obsessed with water bottles, you can see I've got like a collection. And there's Blender bottle just in our city, and they had like some focus group, and she's like, I invented this Owala water bottle. Like everything that I said in that focus group is in this water bottle. She's like, I invented that.
Did she get paid?
I think she got paid for the focus group. Like it was maybe like $15. So
that's so funny.
Yeah, but I'm like, well, good job, because I really like the water bottle.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So something like that, go ahead and reach out to Cathy, and you will have like the #1 selling Instant Pot for sure.
Air fryer.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I got you.
Air fryer.
We're moms.
I know, right? So speaking of that, what are your favorite brands? Because we talked about Kasori, we talked about Instant Pot.
Yeah,
Do you have
those
any
are
others?
yeah, those are the 2 that I own. I recently tested the Paula Deen one. It's
Oh.
pretty big, and the difference with that one, like, they're still lacking on like, they don't have the shake reminder. I don't really like the interface very much, but it's a ceramic coated
Mm,
instead of, like, the Teflon coated. I know a lot of people feel anxious about the Teflon. In my research,
sure.
because you can trust everything on the internet,
But
it says that
internet never lies.
the bad chemicals are not expelling out of the Teflon until it reaches like 517 degrees. So
Mm,
since the air fryer only gets up to 400, it's not a concern for me, but some people are very
yeah.
concerned about it. So the Polydine, it's like $200. It gets hot on the outside of
That's
it.
exactly what I was going to ask. I'm
Yeah,
like, if it's got that, is it gonna get hot? Yeah.
yeah, it gets hot on the outside. So if I had like if I had little people around, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that in my kitchen. But
Yeah.
it's good, and I tested it and it cooked good. It did a good job and has lots of space. So, but it's in a box right over here in my office. I just I've got too many air fryers.
I say it's not your daily air fryer driver, like, when you're in your kitchen and you're, like, having to, like, cook something, do you have one that, like, is your favorite, and, like, which brand and model is that?
It is the Kasori, probably the one you have. It's Kasori Pro 2, which is the one that has like you slide, you can push the button and it lifts that separate basket out,
Yep,
which is like
yep,
so great when you have
yep,
bacon dripping, like all the fat stays on the bottom.
yes.
Where the newer models of Kasori and like all of the instant, they just have that tray that sits in there. So sometimes like if you like you wouldn't be able to dump your bacon out because all the grease
Right.
would come out. You'd have to actually grab tongs and use
Yeah,
those, which lazy me.
yeah.
I would rather just dump, right? Anyway,
Yeah,
so
well, and I love that, like, where you just, like, lift the basket out of the,
yeah,
like, you know, tub, I don't know what I'm
a
saying.
pan, I think you
Yeah,
call it.
like, whatever that thing
Yeah.
is. But, yeah, I love that feature. I am gonna have to look and see if I have that shake reminder because I mean, can't see it off the top of my head, but,
Okay. If you don't have the shake reminder, you
yeah.
might have the model that was recalled. Did you hear about
No,
that?
I looked that
Okay,
up
you
and
did.
I took a
Okay,
picture of, like, my model number and, like, and I looked at the, like, I was gonna fill out the
okay,
form, and then I was like, "Oh, it's not my model."
you're good.
So,
Okay.
I was kinda bummed because I was like, "Oh, yeah, send me a new send me a new air fryer. That sounds like great."
Right. Yeah. Then, yeah, it should be on the bottom left of your panel of
Okay, that
control.
like I said, I just like I don't use it. I'm of the, like, I just don't cook that much.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
My kids live on cereal. I'm
Right.
just not great at that. And so but I think my kids actually use the air fryer more than I
Mhm.
do, but that's just because I just don't make anything.
Right, right. I get
So,
that.
yeah.
I get it so much.
I am gonna have to look for that shake reminder though, because that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so what are some things that people would be surprised that they can make in an air fryer? Because
Okay. So
me, I just go for the, like, the chicken nuggets, the fries, and I call it good.
right, the easy peasy. Okay, so can I do a shameless plug?
You
I
please,
I didn't
please
ask for
plug
permission first. So
plug
this is my
all the
cookbook.
things.
This is my cookbook.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, so, there's 164 recipes in here, and I was looking through just thinking,
Wow.
what would people be surprised about? Like one of my favorite things is like
Is
homemade
that
donuts.
available on your website or on Amazon? Like, how can they get that?
It is on Amazon, and it's also I have a website called yummyairfryrecipes.com,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is
I
where
will
it
put
is.
both of those links in the description of the
Okay.
video. So,
Yeah.
um,
Anyway, so like donuts, this is like a beignet recipe that's
what?
super yummy. Um, like bacon. Some people just don't like. They never thought about that, but it's the best way to make bacon. It's
Yeah.
just so easy. Um, like, well, that's not a pretty picture. There's some pictures in here that aren't my favorite. I did not take the pictures. I don't do pictures. But like anything with taco shells, like
Okay.
just like this is like it was like a TikTok thing where they fold, like a
Okay.
tortilla shell.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, but it like crisps them up just
Oh,
like in
yum.
4 to 6 minutes. It just makes it the perfect crunchy tortilla.
Nice.
Um, but then like so donuts, the other thing, like you could do a hard boiled egg. You could
What?
bake eggs, yeah, in your air fryer. What's another one? And then steak. Like, have you done steak in
I
the air
have
fryer?
not.
It
Like I
actually,
said, we do the, like, chicken nuggets and the fries,
right.
and then we call it and
Oh,
taquitos, you know?
hey, Sarah, I'm totally gonna. I know you don't cook. I'm gonna send you a cookbook. Give
My
me your
kids
address
cook.
after. Your kids can do it. It just is so fast. Like this pork tenderloin, like it's just like literally you buy it from Costco, you put
Yeah.
some rub on it, and then pop it in. 16 minutes later, it's done and it's juicy and so good.
See, I can do that kinda cooking. Like,
Yeah.
that's the kind of cooking that I am on board with. Like,
Well, we
just
are
put
friends.
something in something and
I
done.
know.
Perfect.
I know. A lot of these recipes, like my thing is like it has to be bare minimum ingredients and I need to know where they are in the store. And if I can't pronounce it, like I'm out. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Like, sometimes I look at recipes and it's like, the list of ingredients is like this long, and I'm like, "Yep, no, I'm out." Like,
no, like I'm
I'm
not
not
even
doing
gonna
that.
look at that.
Yeah.
No, no.
And
Anyway.
sometimes it's all like spices, and I'm like, "That's probably not a big deal," but still, that just
I know.
intimidates me.
I get that. I get that. So some of them I'm like in my videos on YouTube, I'm like, I know this looks like a lot. It's only
Right.
5 spices.
Yeah.
Because I know it looks like a lot because at
Yeah.
first glance it's a lot to me,
Right.
right? Anyway,
You're like,
so
"I've got you. It's
it's
okay.
I
It'll be
promise
alright."
it's okay. You like seafood?
My family does. I do not.
Okay,
Like,
wow, there's like a salmon recipe
I
that's just
live
like
on
2
cereal.
ingredients. It's so good. Okay, I'm getting this cookbook for your kids, actually.
Perfect.
So
That sounds great. Like, I mean, and I feel bad because, like, I feel like a terrible mom on most days because I don't wanna cook. Like, that's the least favorite thing
it's great.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do laundry all day long
Mm,
if I don't have to, like, cook. And
yes.
for a while there, like, one of my daughter's jobs for her chores was making dinner. I'm like, "I don't wanna do this anymore. It's your job now."
Yes. What happened?
And she
She's
was
not
great. Yeah.
she's
I
not
mean,
doing it anymore?
she's not doing she got a real job. Like,
Okay, that's
she
true.
works, yeah, and so I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna make you, like, make dinner when,
Right, right.
you actually have a job and AP classes and all the things." So, she just got too busy for it, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
"Fine.
get
I'll"
that. I
yeah,
get that.
"I'll go back to cooking."
Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing to make then?
Okay, so I guess I already said the tortilla thing. I just love the crunchy tortilla, but my very favorite recipe, um, it's like the all-in-one. I wrote down the page number because I always forget.
Oh,
It's
nice.
page 83, but it's a chicken. It's like a hibachi style chicken with
Okay.
yum sauce, and it's on page 83. Anyway, it's just like zucchini, onion. I think there's mushrooms. I mean, okay, it looks like maybe it's a long list, but that's
Yeah.
the sauce right there.
Nice.
It involves cutting some vegetables, but they all cook together at the same time,
Nice.
and like 15 minutes, it's done,
Nice.
and it's just
Yeah,
so good.
'cause, like, and that was one of the things I was getting those, meals, like those meal prep kits,
Mhm.
delivered because 'cause I'm like, I can try and do that, but there was a couple of those meal prep kits where I'm like, "Even this is too much. Like, can you
Right,
make it even easier for me?"
right. Some of
But
the
I can do some chopping. I'm okay. I'll do a little chopping.
if I'm in the mood,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I
mhm,
don't wanna, like, have this pan going and then
yeah,
this and then, like, cooking something in the oven. I'm like, like,
yeah,
let me just throw it all in something and be done with it."
yes, yeah, and that's like you can, like, chop your you throw everything right there in the air fryer, dump your seasoning in, stir it with your wooden spoon or spatula or whatever,
Yeah,
and then close it and cook it.
that's
It's so
amazing.
fun. It's so great.
I feel like my air fryer is gonna get a lot more use in the
Yeah,
very near future.
yes, will. You'll love it.
So here's one thing that I get always messed up. Like, I'll get something frozen or whatever, and I'm like, there's not air fryer instructions. Like,
Right.
so how can I adjust what it comes with to air fryer? Like, usually I'll just have to Google like frozen taquitos in an air fryer, you know.
Yes. Well, okay, couple things. It's another plug. I was
Yeah. Oh,
thinking
plug all the
I
things.
was
Like,
thinking you were gonna ask about, like, if you had a favorite oven recipe and you want
oh, sure. Well,
which
that too.
I'll tell you that too. So
That
that
too.
one is like because the air fryer is so small, it's just like a mini convection oven.
Yeah.
it cooks faster. So I typically always start, like if it's calling for 375, I'll bring it down to 350 in the air fryer. So I
Okay.
take 25 degrees off.
Sure.
Unless it's like baked goods, then I'll like go even lower. Like baked goods, I'm staying down like 320 usually.
Okay.
And then the cook time, say it's like I love to adapt sheet pan dinners, and I'll
Oh,
make
okay.
them work in the air fryer. So it might say 45 minutes at 400. I'll probably bring it down to 370, 380,
Okay.
and start it at probably like half or even less than half the total time, just because the ovens take so much time to cook.
Yeah.
So, but generally, I drop the temp by 25 degrees. I cut the cook time in half, and then I use an instant read meat thermometer to
Oh,
see if
nice.
the food is done. Like check it at that time, and then
Mhm.
usually it's done. Or if I'll just like, oh, let's give it like 3, 4, 5 more minutes. Like eventually, the air fryer can be as natural to use as your microwave. Like you
Nice.
probably never anymore Google how long should I microwave this for?
Right, right. Well, I push the popcorn button and it just does
Right.
it for me.
Right. Yeah. Right. So then my other shameless plug, which I wasn't even planning on sharing with you. So we came up with a cheat sheet, a magnetic
Oh,
cheat sheet.
nice.
So, but like this side is like meats and veggies and all that, and then this is the second one is like all your frozen things.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
and what's cool is that I surveyed my audience and asked them what was most important for them to have on a cheat sheet. So
Yeah.
this is like their top, I think it's like, I think I have 80 things listed.
Wow.
Anyway, so, but like for frozen anything, I usually like 380 is my standard temperature. I usually just go 380. And then if they're smaller things, like smaller things that aren't touching. So like fries are small, but there's lots of them and they're touching.
Right.
So I would do more. But if it was like a smaller, like taquitos, small little
Right.
taquitos, or like the little pizza pockets or whatever,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
that small, I would probably start like 6 to 8 minutes and then just see an add on. But it's
That's
always
amazing.
better to start low, add on as needed.
Yeah,
Instead.
my big problem, I burn everything, like everything,
Yeah.
no matter what I'm making. So, I mean, luckily I like it burnt, but
Oh, good. You're just on brand.
right, right, right. The rest of my family, not so much. They're always like, "Mom, like, can you just like, 'cause my fear is that it's not cooked, and so, like, I just overcook,
Right.
and
That's where you have
yeah,
this. This is like the other very important kitchen tool. I think everybody,
yeah,
I didn't start using these until I got an air fryer and was learning, like, this is how I'll know when things are done. And that's
yeah.
like on our cheat sheet, we have like the recommended temperature and time, but we also have the internal temperature that you want to cook it to.
Oh, that's perfect.
So you can always, because chicken varies in sizes and there's so many variables about
Yeah.
what's coming in the air fryer, what's in there. So
Yeah, I'm totally gonna I love steak and I
mm,
usually grill steak because that's what I can understand. Like
great.
every time I try and make steak like in a pan or whatever, it
Yeah.
never turns out. But I'm very curious about cooking steak in the air fryer. Can't wait to try that one out.
Yeah, it's like literally, it depends on how thick your steak is and how done you like it, but like 6 to 8 minutes tops, 400.
Nice.
Anyway, so good.
Yeah,
It's
totally gonna try that out. So what are some common mistakes that people make with their air fryer? I mean, me, I burn everything. Like, what else?
overcooking definitely is a
Yeah.
thing. And that's just, the learning curve. I think the biggest problem is like the people that are underutilizing it and not realizing actually it can save so much time and so much hassle. Yesterday I was actually filming a video and I was doing some bread in the air fryer.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can cook bread. And but
Dang.
I set it for, I think it was 12 minutes or something, and I left and came into a meeting, and had an hour-long meeting, and I came back out. It was done. It was perfect. It sat in there. Like I didn't have to come back and hurry and
Make
pull it out of
another
the
thing.
oven, right?
Right.
It just finished and it stops and it just stays. And it was warm and yummy.
So what is it like in a bread pan and then you just put that pan in the air fryer?
That one I did more like it was just a big, it was like a big, huge roll. So
Okay.
like a, what do they call it? Like the
Oh, like
peasant.
a sourdough bread,
Yeah,
like kind
not
of
a
low,
sourdough. It was
but
road
sure.
rolls
Oh,
thawed, mushed, and turned into one big thing. Anyway,
what?
but yeah, and so just underutilizing it because it actually makes your life easier. Um, so yeah, it's just like it doesn't have to be just French fries and chicken nuggets. Like that's my thing. Like it's so much more than that. Really, any oven recipe will work right there in the air fryer.
So
Just
we got
different.
this comment like,
Bread, yes. I should have brought it in here and just eaten it while we were
yeah,
talking.
like, and this is the bread I made in
Yeah,
my air
yeah,
fryer, and it's so delicious.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, and then the other thing I think, like in the beginning, I just remember being so overwhelmed and um, cooking French fries the first time,
Right.
and like using oil. You don't need oil for everything.
Mhm.
Like the bread, obviously I didn't use oil, but even like the home or sorry, the store bought French fries, any of the store bought stuff, the frozen things, you don't need to spray oil on it
Hmm.
or anything because it has all of that stuff in there. But the big mistake though is a lot of people do. I don't know if you're using this on your air fryer, like the Pam aerosol spray,
Oh,
the stuff
sure.
you buy at the store has like propellants and chemicals in there, and actually it's not good for that coating on the basket.
Good
So
to know. I think I have sprayed it a couple of times, like,
yeah,
for I don't know,
so
whatever
I should
reason,
have
but
brought my sprayer. I have a nice sprayer that I found on Amazon, and we just put avocado oil in it, so it's healthier and it
nice.
protects, and you can control how much you put on your food and
You
stuff like
should
that.
sell
So,
that sprayer with
oh,
avocado.
we are working on that actually.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So,
I don't know how much you can say about what you're working on, but if you're allowed to say, like, kind of what your plans are for, like, the rest of the summer, happy to hear
oh,
about it.
yeah. Well, I'll just say we're going to be like my audience. I think maybe knows. I've hinted to this, but we'll be rebranding Fabulously Frugal. The channel will be Empowered Cooks, and we actually have a course that we're putting together just to help people. I remember how overwhelming it was in the beginning, so I just take the people step by step through the process of like a lot of people. Like actually, I did a challenge last year, and I had this one woman, like I think she was 72, and her air fryer had been on her counter for a year untouched, like
What?
completely untouched. Anyway, so by the end, she was making chicken and potato, making full meals in our air fryer. And it was so much fun. So that's my process. I'll just be taking people through that overwhelm to feeling confident in like 4 weeks. So
Nice. So, like, so in the course or maybe, like, part of this challenge or whatever, so do you start, like, small and you're like, "Okay, let's make this in the air fryer," and then, like, you graduate and graduate to
mhm.
bread and donuts and beignets?
By the end, yes, full meals and teaching you how to make like your hamburger and fries at the same time, things like
What?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's so many fun things you can do.
that's awesome. We got this comment, "My neighbor's
Oh,
kids beg for tofu cubed and marinated, then made crispy in the air fryer. She said they taste like croutons."
there are people. So I'm not a tofu expert. Do you eat tofu?
Me? No.
Yeah, no, okay, all right. So I tested, I think 2 years ago I was like testing eggplant, tofu, and I can't remember something else. And anyway, it was like the most disgusting thing I've experienced in the air fryer, like in general, like the texture. Like the video is really funny. My little daughter was with me. I think she was 6 at the time. We're both like, like trying not to gag. But my comments just blew up. They're like, "You did it so wrong." So I met somebody recently. She's vegan and like is the master of tofu. And she's coming to Utah in the summer. She lives in DC. Anyway, I was like, "Come up to Boise. You've got to come teach me how to do this in the air fryer and make it amazing." Because some people are like, "It's amazing." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I have not yet to experience that. So
Yeah.
anyway, tofu.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, and you should maybe get together with Amy Ross Kelly. She
Yes.
does a channel, Health Beat, and so a lot of like low calorie meals and stuff.
Oh, awesome.
Um yeah, so Beat, BEET.
Like the vegetable beets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Not like
that.
beet. But yeah, like, so some, like, low calorie recipes, that would be super fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah,
'Cause that's her whole thing is, like, turning something low calorie, and I think with the air fryer, it, like, just naturally lends itself to that instead of, like, deep frying something in oil, you know, it's naturally going to be healthier because of the way it cooks, right?
right, right, yeah. Oh, for sure, like, teaspoon of oil versus gallons, you know?
Right.
So, but yeah.
Do you put, like, oil in the air fryer then? Or oh,
No,
you said teaspoon o okay, like,
teaspoon,
probably
yeah,
just coating it or
that's a good
something.
question because some people still think maybe they would put it in the bottom, but no, it's like
Yeah,
sometimes you just even with maybe mist oil at the very end because it's a heat generator, so it'll just make things
right.
more brown and crispy, but, like, not
Mhm.
everything do I care about having brown and crispy, so,
Sure.
you know.
Like your bread, you don't want brown and crispy, right?
No, no, just soft and buttery.
Just soft and butter. That just sounds delicious. Like, I might have some like, frozen rolls in the freezer. I might have to try that today. Like,
Yes, and you can even, like, proof it, so if you've got the frozen rolls, just
yeah,
let them get to room temp,
yeah.
and then I have, like, air fryer parchment paper. Have you used that?
I have parchment paper. I don't have air fryer parchment paper.
Okay.
Is it
If
different?
you go to airfryertools.com,
Okay.
that will redirect to my Amazon shop where I have,
Perfect.
like, an air fryer starter kit, and so I list I have this, I have the sprayer I use, I have, the parchment paper. Anyway, so the perfect thing is, so you put, like, 9 of those little ball doughs on the parchment paper and let it thaw or get to room temp. Then you, put your air fryer, like, at 300 for 5 minutes, and then to like heat it up and set your rolls inside and then they proof like in 15 minutes they've risen beautifully and then you just cook it for I think at 320 for 12 minutes. I can't remember. Anyway, they're just perfect.
That
I'll send you the
it's
recipe.
I'm like, it sounds amazing.
It's so easy. It's so
So
great.
that's awesome. So it's airfryertools.com. And then what was that other website? I just want to get it written down the for your cookbook.
Oh, my cookbook's yummyairfryerrecipes.com. And then my air fryer cheat sheet. And they're also the cookbook and cheat sheet are on Amazon in my store, but the
Oh,
cheat
cool.
sheet is airfryercheatsheet.com. So
Nice. You're like me. I buy all the domain names.
I know. I know. It's like we had our meeting about our course, and I was like, I want to buy the domain. Like, I don't know how to use my airfryer.com and have it redirect to my course. And they're like, stop.
Obviously. Yeah. I would totally have done that.
I know. I might still.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt, right?
No,
And then you have the domain. Like,
just in case.
yeah,
Right.
my husband, another tangent. My husband has this idea of this like business he wants to create, and he's like, do we like buy the domain first? I was like, oh yeah, we buy all the domains
Oh, yes.
first. Like,
Oh, yes, you do.
yeah,
Someone's
yeah.
buying
Tell me
that domain
everything you
right
want,
now.
and we'll get all of them. We'll get all of them.
Right.
The amount
You
of
don't
money I
want
spend in domain names a year is just like insane.
so funny. It's such scarcity, though. Just in case I might use that. I
Right,
might use that one
right.
day.
Yeah, I might.
So funny.
Awesome. Is there anything we've missed? Like, what other like I
Mm.
said, I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to this stuff, so, I might not have had all the right questions ready to go.
No, I think you covered everything. I think the funnest thing is just like I think what I love because I don't like to cook and I'm not a fan of being in the kitchen. For me, it was but I'm like you. I'm lower scale you. I do like tech. Like I
Yeah,
get curious about tech. And so
right.
in my mind, I was like, I don't understand this thing. I need to buy one. I need to figure it out. And I just like, I don't like to read the user manual. Let me
Yeah,
figure this out. Right.
yeah, yeah.
So that's just kind of what I've been doing. Um, I can't remember. Oh, my point was it makes it more fun in the kitchen. It just
For
brings a
sure.
new aspect of fun. And then the teenagers, the kids get curious about it and they're like, it's like, oh, well, so I have this hanging like right in the cabinet right above the air fryer. So it's like, go look in there. You need a food idea? Here's like chicken strips or whatever. There's how you do it. It just makes it a little bit more empowering. So
Yeah,
I like
for
it.
sure. So and that this wasn't like just a question I thought of just now. The Instant Pot was like a big thing and then air fryer became a big thing. Do you foresee in like a few years like a different big thing, or do you think we've like covered the appliances in the
It's
kitchen?
so, who knows? I'm not like super great at thinking outside the box,
Oh yeah.
but I've just been like, because I have seen the death of the Instant Pot, like my friend, Instant Pot YouTube channels, dying
Right.
right as air fryer was taking off. So I'm like, my death is coming, probably. But at the same time, it's just so, it's like, it's really replacing the oven. And
Yeah.
I've been working on, there's a kind of a new technology of air fryer that
Oh,
basically, that's what I was doing yesterday, actually,
yeah.
filming that I'm reviewing. It's just like more intelligent cooking. It's like even more hands-off cooking.
Sure.
Anyway, coming soon, like in 9 days, it'll be on YouTube. So
Nice. So
the big
check
reveal.
out her YouTube channel. Make sure
Yes.
you subscribe and get notified for that.
Right, right.
That's awesome. Oh, so right now the Ninja Creamy is having its day.
That's true. I've seen a ton of content on the Ninja Creamy, but I feel like, I don't know, what can you do with the creamy? Like ice
I know,
cream
right.
smoothies? I'll just go buy my ice cream, but I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because that's what I think is so lasting about the air fryer is it's so versatile. Like
Yes.
there's so many things that you can make in it that's easier and more convenient than like your whole oven.
Right.
Um, you know,
Or
when I
even the
was
stove.
yeah, right, right, even the stove. It's probably a fitness space for protein
Protein
ice
ice
cream.
cream. There you
Yeah.
go.
But, like, again, it's so limited in that, like in that function, like, once you've kind of developed all the ice cream protein ice cream recipes, where do you go from there? But
Yeah, and like literally you could use your air fryer for breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
yeah,
and dessert,
and dessert.
and snacks. So I don't see the creamy making that happen. Maybe I'm
Right.
uneducated, but
Yeah, oh, no, I totally agree with you. And what's great too, like and especially we're talking about grads, like, it's, graduation season, such a great gift because most of the time they won't have access to an oven or
right,
anything like that. They
right.
can I think this is where my cereal obsession came from, is like I
Yeah,
lived on cereal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner when I was in college. But if I had something like the air fryer, like maybe I would have cooked a little more.
you can. I have to tell you, my oldest son is 27. He's in the Air Force, single guy, and he loves his air fryer. He makes, I think it's this recipe. He'll make it at the start of the week and then just have it for dinner every night. So he makes the whole batch. It's just like it's frozen vegetables, chicken, and seasoning.
Oh, that's
And
so
he
good.
cooks the whole thing in there and then just has leftovers all week.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's great for single people, it's great for young people, it's great for older people, and even for families, you can still do your side dish like the frozen broccoli at Costco, the organic frozen broccoli, throwing that in the air fryer and cooking it. It's like so yummy. It's so good. Anyway,
See,
if nothing else,
because I rely too much on, like, the, steamer, like,
oh
you throw that in the microwave.
yeah, no, air fryer all the way.
Nice.
It's
Okay,
so good.
so, this is probably in your cookbook, so, you don't have to give away all your recipes, but if I'm buying the frozen broccoli, like, what would you put on it in
I
the air fryer?
I feel like what do I do? I don't do any oil. I just literally dump it in. It's in my videos. I probably have
Oh, sure.
done it 5 or 6 times in my different videos, but I'll probably just yeah, I'll throw one bag in there, close it up. The Kasori has that little snowflake button,
I think I feel like
and
I
you
see
can
the snowflake button.
yeah, top right area.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, and I feel like that one. I don't remember what the preset is. Anyway, I'll usually do anywhere from 320 to 350, depending on my mood, and do it for about 8 minutes.
Okay.
And then just check it. And if you like it, like some of my kids like it, so it's starting to brown a little bit. And there
Mhm.
again, I'll just spray a little oil at the very end and then get it a little more crispy. But it just thaws it out, heats it up, and it's just so good. It's so good.
Nice.
Yeah.
My family's gonna eat so much more healthy because of you, Cathy.
Yay. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you so much. If there's anything else, we can cover that, we can do that, but
I think we
otherwise
got it. Well, there's a whole nother thing about cleaning the air fryer, but
Oh, that is something I didn't
that
mention.
is
Can you wanna run through that really, really
I
fast?
will. And actually, Saturday, my video coming out, I have a new updated how to clean your air fryer.
Oh,
But
perfect.
the easiest way is when you're done, I get a paper towel, I wipe up all the grease or drippings or whatever. Or if it's crumbs, it's literally a damp paper towel and I'm throwing it away. So you could also use a washcloth. But if
Right.
it's grease, I do paper towel, get rid of it all, after it's cooled down a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I get Dawn Power Wash. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with
Oh,
Dawn Power Wash?
I of course. If
Okay,
it's easy, then I'm doing
you
it.
own it. Yeah, so spray your Dawn Power Wash,
Yep.
let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, then I get a paper towel again and just wipe it up, just because I don't want grease down my drain at all,
Right.
and then I just, rinse it out, and we're done. And
Nice.
then, I don't know if you've ever looked under the burner, like
Oh,
under the top of your air fryer,
no, I
up
have
there.
not. I have not.
So, it's gross, but to keep it from getting gross, just get, a damp paper towel after it's cooled down and just wipe it up. Just wipe
Okay.
around the burner and, the whole upper little area, and then
Okay.
it just helps it stay a lot cleaner and not smelly, so,
Good to know. Now
yeah.
I have a hard time, like, I do the Dawn Power Wash, but the basket, like, it's harder to clean the basket, right? Like,
So, using the parchment paper will solve that problem.
got it.
You wouldn't use parchment paper for bacon,
Yeah.
but for anything frozen, totally, it just makes it so easy to clean.
Yeah.
Um, there's in my I think in my on my air fryer tools, I think on one of those, probably in the starter kit, there's some super nice velvety washcloths on Amazon that just clean that nonstick coating so nicely, and it won't, scrape things up and, harm the surface, so,
Nice.
anyway.
I'm gonna go buy all the things from the starter kit for sure. Well,
Awesome.
awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Cathy. Don't forget to go subscribe. It is currently fabulously frugal. Less, make sure you're looking at that.
It was
And
so
I know.
15 years ago. That's why I'm rebranding. It's so true.
Well, when you first met me, I was tech for mommies, and
Uh-huh.
then I went down to tech for moms. But again, I had to be like tech, the number 4, moms,
Yes,
and now it's just easy, just family tech. So,
yes. We didn't
so
know what we were doing, right?
we
15
really
years ago.
didn't.
I know.
I didn't know that I'd be having to less LESS for the rest of my
It
life.
was just cute. It was just
Right.
2008 cute.
Exactly. But yeah, so if you're watching this video later, and she's already rebranded, definitely look up Empowered Cooks, right?
Yep. Or you can just search air fryer recipes and you'll find my
You'll find
face
her.
in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's better for my
Just
SEO.
yeah, just look for Cathy, you'll find her.
Yes,
Awesome. Well,
thank you.
thank you so much again. All the links will be in the description, so definitely go check that out. Go buy the starter kit. I'm gonna go buy it right now. And we will see you guys next time. Thank
Happy
you.
air frying.
Happy air frying.